Today is going to be all about foundations, concealers, from high end to low end. These are my favorite foundations for over 40, over 50 skin. Actually, no, these are my favorites for skin in general. If you have skin, these are fabulous. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. So let's talk about foundations and concealers and the difference. You know what? There is none. There it is. I said it. I said what I said. There's no difference. They're all complexion products. Can you use a concealer all over the face as your foundation? Sure. Can you use a foundation just as your concealer? Yep. It's about texture. There are really lightweight foundations, there are very lightweight concealers, and vice versa. There are very full coverage foundations, and there are very full coverage concealers. It really depends on what you're trying to cover and the overall look you're trying to achieve. So let's talk coverage first. Coverage is very confusing sometimes for people because they don't understand what people mean. Like, what kind of coverage do you like? You're like, I don't know. So imagine coverage as how much of my natural skin do I want to come through when my makeup is done. So for instance, if you have freckles and you love them, then you probably want something sheer. But if you have freckles and you despise them and you want to erase them off your face, you probably want something full coverage. And there's your difference right there. And if you want something kind of in between, it's mid. Okay, so let's talk concealers first. My favorites. Drugstore, Maybelline. This is the Instant Age Rewind Concealer. It has this little sponge applicator on the top. I just like the way you can just kind of dab it on and work it into the skin. This is a beautiful, lovely, kind of mid-coverage concealer product, super inexpensive, lots of shades, so that's also important. This is a great one, cheap. Mid-range are my Glossier. These are the stretch concealers. I love these. I have multiple shades, one that I do a little bit lighter for under the eye and one that's more of a medium tone for some of my melasma. Comes in a lot of different shades across the board for all different skin tones. These are lovely. It's almost like a solid tinted moisturizer. So it's great as a concealer. It's great as an overall, all over complexion product. That's another favorite. Another concealer that I absolutely love is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is award-winning. It is a makeup artist staple. It comes in a ton of colors in all shades. It's lovely, great coverage, never looks cakey, really great. Another favorite, I also love the Laura Mercier, the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. These are also fantastic. Again, a variety of different shades. Great coverage, a liquid concealer with a little doe foot kind of sponge applicator on the end. Fantastic. And then the creme de la creme of foundation or from concealers is your Clé de Peau. Clé de Peau has a stick concealer that I absolutely love. It is expensive. I think they're about $70. They're not cheap, but I will tell you, it is one of the most beautiful concealers, especially for under the eye, that I have ever used, and I'm a fan. For under eye, so good. Sheer coverage foundations. So these are your tinted moisturizers, things like that. The sheerest of them all, and one of my all-time absolute favorites, where has this product been all my life, is the Chanel Le Beige Water Tint. It comes in a variety of different shades. I think there's about 8 shades or so. What's cool about this is it's like nothing you've ever seen. It's all of these little bubbles inside of this water. And as you add it to the skin, those little bubbles burst and pigment is inside of them. This feels like a whisper on the skin. It feels like absolutely nothing. It just feels like you have a little water on the skin. It feels fantastic. It gives, as you can see, actually really lovely coverage for something so lightweight. This is a little dark for me. This is medium, but I often use this as a bronzer because it doesn't add any texture to my face, and it gives me that really pretty, just glowy, gorgeous skin. This is lovely as a first layer. It's lovely as an only layer. This is great for travel. It's great to have in your beach bag when you just want a little refresh and you just want to, you know, touch up, but you don't want something really sticky. This is lovely. I'm a huge fan of that one. And then my other favorite lightweight is the Trini London. This is the BFF Serum De-Stress. This is a tinted serum, kind of tinted moisturizer feel. Comes in a variety of different shades. I like the texture of this. I think this is really beautiful. And in some days, this is all the coverage I feel like I really need. I don't get too hung up with trying to make my skin perfect every day. This sometimes is just all I need, and I'm happy just with this all by itself. So both of these products are probably my favorite two, lightweight. Honorable mention goes to the Le Beige Tinted Moisturizer from Chanel. Also beautiful, lightweight, beautiful coverage. Shade options are a little bit more limited in this. It's more of kind of tones like light, medium, deep, as opposed to lots and lots of shades that you can get in some of these others. So keep that in mind. But this one is also lovely and it smells really good. Then we move into mid. Probably my all-time, no, not probably, it is my all-time favorite tinted moisturizer ever on the planet is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. These are the oil-free versions. They make a regular version and an oil-free version. Both of them give a beautiful glow to the skin. The oil-free, I will tell you, gives a smidge more coverage. So I like this if you want something mid-range. And if you've ever tried the original and you didn't feel like it was enough coverage, give the oil-free a shot. It's lovely. It gives some beautiful coverage to the skin, and the skin always looks fantastic. I get compliments every time I wear it. It's that good. I will tell you that the oil-free oxidizes, which means it can change color when it hits the air. So it tends to oxidize just a smidge darker. So keep that in mind. So if you're, I'm a nude in the regular tinted moisturizer, but when I use nude in the oil-free, I find it's just maybe a half a shade too dark for me, so I wind up mixing a couple from time to time. So just keep that in mind. The other mid-range coverage foundation I love is Makeup Forever Reboot. This is a really beautiful, it brightens, smooth, firms, hydrates, evens out. It's a lovely foundation for the over 40 and above, but it's actually a beautiful foundation for anyone that wants just a mid-range, just perfecting foundation that still looks beautiful and like skin when you're done. This is a great option. And then I move into more full coverage. I will tell you that the Ultra Laiton from Chanel, this comes in 30 plus shades. So there is a shade for hopefully everyone in this foundation. They also make a beautiful one in the Le Beige range that is more of a mid coverage with a bit more of a glowier texture. But this one is lovely. It gives you more of a satin matte, so it never looks like flat matte. It still gives you kind of a beautiful satin glow. There's a lot of shades and coverages, or shades and tones in here, and the coverage is lovely. My other favorite is the Sublimage Laiton. Sublimage Laiton from Chanel. This is like buttercream frosting in a foundation. It is really concentrated. It's an expensive foundation. It's over $100, but I will tell you that this jar will probably last you at least a year because you need very little to get the coverage that you're after. I would say this will go medium to full. It's gorgeous on the skin. It really is. It has limitations as far as shade range, but I will tell you, if you can find a shade that works for you in this foundation, it's gorgeous on the skin. Do you mind we're filming? And then last but not least is my all-time favorite. Oh, forgot. And last but not least is probably one of my all-time favorite full coverage foundations. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. I have bought and emptied this multiple times. I have two different shades. I am a fair light, and I use this as my under eye concealer, and I adore it as an under eye concealer. It's fabulous. It's really dewy. It gives some full coverage. I love the way it looks under the eye. I never look dry. It's great as an under eye concealer. As we get older, it's fabulous. And I have a medium shade that I use for my melasma where I want some extra coverage. This is my other favorite. For foundation application, if I do use a brush, I absolutely love a flat kabuki brush like this with synthetic bristles. This is great to buff it into the skin. For travel, I love this one from Chanel because it has a little sleeve over the top and a cap, and I can take it for travel or in my gym bag, like I have one. Just kidding. And then, but ultimately, my all-time favorite way to apply foundation is with a sponge. These are the ones from Amazon. They're by a brand called Beaky. They come 5 to a pack, and they're like $7 for 5 of them. And they they kick Beauty Blender's ass. I'm sorry, but they're fabulous. They're humongous and they are gorgeous on the skin. These are one of my all-time favorites. So I hope that was helpful. If you've got a favorite that you think I need to try, put it in the comments. And of course, let me know what you think and if you want to see anything else in the next series. See you guys soon. Bye.